myself, or am I talking to the women who are already gathering? We are live, my friends. Welcome, wonderful women from across the world, to a really special moon circle. If you've not got the memo, today's a big freaking day. We are at our new moon, solar eclipse, Lunar New Year, and welcoming in the fire horse energy. My nose is going insane right now. Take a big deep breath with me while I tell you a story while we gather the intuitive heroines together for this moon circle. So when I say moon circle, I say we're about to go into a circle, my friends. So if you need to get comfy, please do that. If you want to move and take yourself off to the bed or the couch or under a tree or your yoga mat, please do that now. Have some water, have a cup of tea, maybe your journal and pen, whatever you like to kind of cozy up with when you're doing your magic. Please have that with you now, for we will be calling in a moon circle. But before we call in the moon circle, I just want to tell you a little story that I really want you to know before we all hop on in. So, if you caught the pre-eclipse intuitive guide, you're going to be in on what I'm talking about. If not, don't worry. We're going to help you play catch up. So the wonderful women who are here with me, I believe you were with me on Friday when I'm live here on Substack and I'm talking about the new moon. I'm inviting people to the new moon circle. And then out of like this moment of that, my ears just start like, ooh, like this intense sound, but there was no sound. So what that is, my friends, is clairaudience. So one way our intuition speaks to us is through our listening, and it's called clairaudience. And we can sometimes hear a bell or a ringing, or we'll get a particular message. Anyway, it was my clairaudience, and it came through as I was saying, you are invited to the new moon circle. And it was like this big energy, and I tried to capture the energy with like, what do you want to tell me? You're here, you're big and you're beautiful. What you got? And I got nothing. So I said on the live on Friday, that was just some big energy, but I didn't get anything. I wish I'd caught it so I could share it with everyone. And Saturday, nothing. Sunday, nothing. Monday, I was waiting for it. I was like, where's my message? Like, new moon is happening on Tuesday. What you got? And I just kept getting nothing. And I'm an overthinker. I like to really prepare these moon circles. So I was like, well, I'm going ahead. And then anytime I would go to plan, nothing was coming on the paper. Like, I'm talking like surrender, surrender, surrender again, because there was nothing until this afternoon between meetings. I was like, I'm just going to go and lay down and do a little bit of meditation right now because I'm feeling really full from sitting in front of the computer. So I lay down into meditation, and then it came through. It was like, lady, we need you to get out of the way. We've got something to say, and we want you to please just stop trying so hard and trust what will come through. We've got you. I was like, all righty then. So it's a message for us all because it actually has a message that matches the circle tonight, which is it's okay to not know the way. You can actively get out of the way because we've got you. All right, my beautiful, beautiful intuitive heroines who are here and those catching the replay, I see you. I hear you. I feel you. Let's do this thing, both feet on the ground if you can, because we're about to call in our circle. So I'm going to call it in for us all, but I'm going to invite you to stay connected to your breath. call yourself in. And as we're calling in, we're calling into a circle that's stretching across the world that's actually going to hold this energy that we need for the messages that are about to come through. So I'm going to first call in my Reiki, calling in Reiki now for every woman connected to this circle now and also across all timelines at any point in time that a woman connects to this circle. Reiki is available to her, calling in that energy right now. And if you wish to receive, all you need to do is say, yes, please, and it will be yours. And we will hold this energy throughout this circle for us all. I will hold it as the channel, and I lovingly give it to you. If you are Reiki attuned, turn it on right now for yourself, and feel free to also share it out across the circle if you have reached Reiki 2 or beyond. Calling in now all of the higher I am presence of every woman connected to this circle. We are opening an eclipse circle, and the eclipse is eclipsing you, earthbound you, and soul, beautiful you coming together in this beautiful, beautiful harmony now. So calling in the higher I am presence of me, Deb D, and every woman connected to this circle. And calling in all of the little minxes in my intuition who obviously have something to say. You are already here, and we are so pleased that you are here. And we welcome you with open arms, brave hearts, and the willingness to hear the guidance that is ready and waiting for us now inside this circle. And now I hear, just breathe in really deep and say to yourself, I'm allowed to relax into this now. I'm allowed to relax into myself now. I have done enough up until this moment, and now I get to breathe with my soul sisters. Now I get to breathe with myself and with my spirit and with all of the energy available to me right now. And my task now is to let go of all tasks and to relax into the circle. So the first thing I'm seeing is that we are going to relax into the circle. So everyone just really put some focus on your breath, and we don't want to force it, but we want to just invite the breath to come a little bit deeper and kind of really alive inside you, right? Just alive inside you so that you can be present in this moment, in this circle. And for all the women who are joining as we rock and roll, you are joining at exactly the right time for you. And you are here, and I invite you to breathe. And as I'm sharing from inside this circle, I invite this. Stay connected to what am I hearing inside this, and how does this make me feel? Because the clear navigation that I first received, because here's what happened. When I got in the meditation and they said, lady, you've got to get out of the way, I was like, okay, right, over to you. And then as I'm getting ready for the live this afternoon, they were like, we want you to say this, and we want you to say that, and we want you to say this. So I've already received a bit. So let's start there. The first thing that they have shared really clearly is more feeling, less thinking, more listening, less talking. So we want to focus on the feeling and the listening. And this is going to make a whole heap of sense when I share the energetic forecast of now. Right? So we want to just have that as like a lens for us all as we're inside the circle, start to work that energetic muscle of how does this feel? Not what do I think about that, but how does this feel as Deborah is saying that? Or what am I actually hearing in that for me? Right? So we're all going to be in our own magic bubbles inside this circle and receiving exactly what you need. Okay, so we still have women gathering, and you are so welcome. I'm so pleased that you are here. So let's start with the horse. So there's a lot of energy around this fire horse, right? Especially after we've come from the snake and all of that release. And now in comes this fire horse. The thing I want you to know about the fire horse is this is like 60 years in the making. And this isn't like just about the animal. This is about the energy of horse energy as the spirit of horse energy. And it's also about fire and about yang. So, what I'm going to share with you first is around this horse energy because right now we're at Lunar New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Lunar New Year, which is the beginning of a whole new cycle for the next 12 months. And this one in particular, the fire horse, we've been waiting 60 years for that fire horse to come on back in because all of the animals in the Chinese horoscope, they all have a fire horse, a wood horse, an earth horse. You're picking up what I'm putting down. So the fire horse in particular, I've received some very particular navigation about the fire horse. And this is going to be navigation for the whole next year. The whole next year. So the thing to know about horse is that horse energy is all heart. It's all heart. So bringing it back to the heart, which is that navigation with like less thinking, more feeling, all heart. Like they can now measure that the electromagnetic wave of a horse's heart is just so expansive. So horses are all feeling, they're all instinct and intuition based on that feeling. That's horse energy. They feel their way through the world. And this is what we get an opportunity to do for this whole year. So yes, you're going to hear people say, fire horse, it's like bold, move forward, great momentum, things are going to move really fast. Yes, they are, but as intuitive heroines, here's the navigation. We want to feel our way through because that's what the horse does. Now let's make this really clear. You're not the horse. The year is horse energy and you are in a relationship to the horse. We still have beautiful, wonderful women joining. You are welcome, you are welcome, you are welcome. I continue to call you in, and so does the fire horse here and this eclipse energy. Welcome, everybody. So the fire horse here is the energy of the year, and where we want to anchor is what's my relationship to the horse. Now, imagine this. You go racing up to a horse. You want to race up to the horse and say, hey, I heard that you're going to take me far in some bold moves. Let's go. I mean, what do you imagine the horse is going to do? It's either going to bolt or it's going to kick you. That's what a horse is going to do because they're like, why is this woman running towards me, screaming about her dreams? Don't go doing that to the horse here. We want to be like feeling into the relationship. You approach a horse gently or you wait for the horse to approach you. You make a connection first before you get up on the saddle. And you want that horse to be comfortable with you and you want to be comfortable with the horse before you start trotting around. And then you might go into a little bit of a gallop and then take off into the magical forest of possibility. But nobody wants to jump on the back of the horse and then have the horse bolt. Right? So yes, we are in a really amazing, fast forward potential of a year, but do not rush your way in remember that the horse is sensitive and intuitive and feels its way through. So the way we can get the most out of this horse here is to manage our relationship with ourselves, because the horse is going to mirror or match or respond or react to the energy of you. You're not the horse. You're you in a relationship to this energy. So we want to bring in as much as possible harmony, listening, openness. And then in amongst all of that, you're going to hear the navigation when it's time to bolt, when it's time to like get on up and say, giddy up, let's go. But we want to make sure that when you go, you know where you're going and you're moving in the direction that is actually the dream, instead of just like running and racing forward. Right? So everyone slow the roll and just gently approach the horse. Just gently approach the horse. Like, you know, those magical moments with animals where they surrender into you? You know, has anyone ever had that where a horse will bring their beautiful nose and all the way in their neck up to you? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that relationship with the horse. So then when you go racing, it's you and the horse are together, right? It's not like a freaky ride through the forest and you're worried about falling off. So we're going to take our time with the horse and we're going to be mindful of the fire. Fire creates and destroys, but also fire for women who do not manage the cycles within ourselves, do not manage how much we might want to be helping the world instead of actually ensuring that we're also the top of our list. So we want to be mindful of not burning out. So we're just going to slow the roll, gently approach the horse and listen to the horse. Listen when the horse says, I know the way. Giddy up, let's go. So let's just take a breath with the horse, and I'm just going to invite everyone now to picture the horse that you are creating a relationship to. And what color is that horse? Let's start to bring the horse into the circle. For me, my horse is like silvery white. It's like white with some grey parts on it. And it's standing in an open field, and behind it is a cliff to the ocean. And we just want to stand in a relationship to your horse and have that be enough for the first beat of the fire horse here. Just see the horse that you are going to be creating a relationship to. Because now I can see, like I hadn't done that before, because I'm just being guided here. I hadn't done that. I hadn't actually found my horse. Oh, how delicious. Find your horse. Please let me know in the chat here if you saw really clearly with your clairvoyance the horse that you're being invited to create a relationship to. Beautiful. And you know, it's a big deal, the fire horse here, because we all need it. We want things to move in a new direction, and we've been calling it in. It is the revolution now. Right now, it's already happening. The age of Aquarius is underway. We have begun. And not all of it's felt comfortable, huh? But here we are, inviting change and forward movement, right? So let's see these horses. Tanya saw a chestnut brown with black mane and a white streak down its forehead. Renee saw mahogany brown. Jill saw she's black, she's big, she's incredible. See, isn't it beautiful when we can slow down, slow the roll, and start to see and feel and listen to the magic? That's what I was told for days. It was like, no, you're trying too hard. No, stop trying to plan a circle. We know what you're going to say. And that's what I'm saying right now. And then we also have a white horse with brown spots all over her body. See, this is delicious. Now, if you feel inspired to, the next thing you can do is find a picture of a horse that looks like the horse you saw and have it in your space for the year. Or maybe you put it on an altar space. Or maybe if you're like creative with paper and pen and colors, you might want to draw that horse. Or you might want to invite that horse just to sit with you in meditation. This is what we're inviting in. How can I feel you? How can I listen to you? Because that is what's going to propel you forward. Not a whole heap of planning and running and racing. That's just going to exhaust you and you'll be burnt out before the summer's even here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've got steady, strong, confident. So feel into these words like steady, strong, confident, like brilliant. Jen's was black horse with white dapples like stars. Can you feel that? So delicious. Rather than someone on the internet saying, hey, it's the fire horse here and this and this and this and this. And then it's all up there, right? We want to bring it here. We want to have a relationship to our magic and our dreams and the possibilities. So now I'm going to invite everyone to invite your horse in and let's trot a little bit further in our circle. So we are at new moon. You know I love new moon. I've been holding new moon circles since the 2020s. And this one is one of my favorite to host because it's eclipsed. We have our new moon solar eclipse now. So what does that mean and what does that mean for you? It's got a lot more to do with feeling and listening, and we're going to break it all down right now. Now, if you're following any astrologers on YouTube or IG or TikTok or anywhere else, maybe Substack here, you're going to know that they're like, wow, there's a lot going on. How do I tell you all the things? And there is a lot going on. This eclipse with its Aquarius axis and Neptune's doing some stuff and Saturn's doing some stuff and Uranus is doing some stuff and Mercury is going to go. There's a lot. And this is what I was guided to do. I was guided to do this, sit back a little bit and let the women know that all of that is happening whether you know it or not. All of that is happening whether you know it or not. And what we really want you to know is now is the time of going wide and stepping back. Just for now. Going wide and stepping back. Just for now, as the first beat. So when we hit a new moon, we're setting intentions for the next lunar cycle. What we're advised to do at an eclipse is not set an intention. It's not setting intention time. It's time to be in listening. When an eclipse happens, what's happening is the the sun and the moon are eclipsing each other. But I want to tell you in like a story about how I understand it. So we're just going to make peace with the fact that I don't want to tell you about Neptune and Saturn and all the rest. I want to tell you about the energy of how you're going to be, the way that the intuitive heroine is going to turn up for now and the next 2 weeks. And we're just going to trust that if there is something specific that we need to know, it's going to come our way, right? Because there's so much information that we are getting locked in our heads, and I'm getting really clear guidance. It's like, no, stop telling them more things. Go into story time, go into feelings, go into activation, right? Yeah. So when I think about eclipses, this is what I see, right? So sometimes people will call the eclipse like the universe's wild card, Like they'll put the wild card down, and eclipses are known for, sudden changes, endings, beginnings, pivots, turnarounds, and this is true. But this is what I want you to know about eclipses. You've lived through so many, and they're all different for you. So eclipse energy happens twice a year. Twice a year we get eclipse energy. We've got one now, and then in August we're going to get some eclipse energy too. We've always got a new moon. We're always going to have a full moon. Sometimes we've got a 3-moon eclipse, but twice a year we get eclipse energy. And this is how I like to see eclipse energy. Eclipse energy is when your whole soul tribe, imagine them, right? They're up in the ethers and they're looking down and they're just like, look at her. Isn't she amazing? She's doing the most amazing job of being a human. I mean, we can see her working that lesson. She's been working for the last year or so. She hasn't quite got it yet, but she's still in it. Gosh, she's brilliant, isn't she? Isn't she brilliant? When she sleeps tonight, let's just clear that energy that's kind of lingering there. Yeah, let's do that for her. Yeah, that's a good idea. And your soul tribe, they're watching and they're supporting and they're giving you little nudges and hints along the way. But then twice a year, they get a chance to hold your hand. Twice a year, the veil between worlds gets really thin, and your soul tribe take a big, giddy breath and say, this is our turn, let's go. And so imagine in eclipse energy, your soul tribe is there holding your hand. And what they're doing is they're directing you towards or away from what is in your highest good. Oh, my nose. Right? So imagine that you're like, I'm going this way. Like, I'm going to start like really dating that person, and I'm going to put my heart out there and da. And if your soul tribe are like, oh, no, we can see the essence of that person. That is not your person. We know you want to fall in love, but no, soul tribe is going to make sure that that text message that you weren't supposed to get from that person is going to come through. The one that they meant to send to somebody else, you know? Or if you're like, I just need to try harder at getting this thing to work in my business, then your soul tribe are going to go, look, she ain't listening. So we're just going to have to break some of the mechanics of that so she literally can't move forward. Yeah, we're going to do that. And then sometimes they're going to take your hand and they're going to direct you towards something you couldn't even see from your position. Something that's completely unexpected. They're like, oh, we've been watching her. She's been doing so well on all of that letting go stuff. Like, she really took the snake seriously. Like, how proud are we? Look how much space she cleared. Now we can feel it. And so eclipse energy is when we want to be playful and let spirit lead. Twice a year, they get their time to come and rearrange, because essentially eclipse energy is aligning your soul path, aligning your greatest good. So yeah, sometimes you might get a sudden ending because it wasn't to be taken forward, or it's done, that relationship's done, or that job, you need to leave that job now because something better is coming. Like the first eclipse of 2025, I could feel things moving. And within 2 months, my business was closed, and then the Be Her Collective started. I didn't know that at eclipse season. But what you want to know is you are being navigated and you are being guided. So for all of us, let's not worry about what all the people are saying about all of the things. Let's be deeply interested in ourselves, playful and curious, because we know that right now we are in the middle of a revolution that has been rumbling and rolling for a while, but now it's really starting to take shape. We've been waiting for the age of Aquarius. We're in it. And Intuitive HERoine, you chose to be born now, at this time, when astrologers are like, just like almost out of their skin with like, there's a next thing. Like this hasn't happened in 60 years. Oh, this thing that's happening, that's going to be a cycle for the next 36 years. Oh my God, this hasn't happened in how many years? Like there's some things that they're saying there's no documented time when we've seen this happen. We're in like big change time. So let it change you, not confuse you. Because I'm hearing really clearly, you do not need the detail of the planet this and the degrees that. What they really want from us is more play, curiosity, listening, and feeling. Yeah. And if your curiosity just can't help it, find one astrologer to listen to. Don't go listening to 5 on 5 different platforms. Because what's going to happen then is all your energy is just going to come up to your head and start racing around, right? Then that fire horse energy is going to come in and be like, whoa, right? And when a horse gets skiddy and it goes, like, that's how you're going to begin. We want to begin as we wish to continue, which is anchored into ourselves and anchored into our heart and trusting the path, trusting the guidance. And I know that this can be really fucking freaky because we have been taught to have the ground under our feet and have a fucking plan and know what we're doing. I'm just asking for 2 weeks. Let spirit have their way with you. Okay, and how do you actually do that? So how we're going to be doing that if you choose to play this way, because remember, it's your adventure. You choose your adventure. Always. Always. It's got to be true for you or else the magic ain't going to work anyway, honey. So you choose. So I'm going to invite, before I give the activation, just tune into heart space now. What have you been hearing while I've been speaking? And what are you feeling? Because if at the moment you're feeling fear, if you're just like, no, I wanted a really clear plan from Deb with what's going on, and now she's telling me I have to let all of it go. Like if you're feeling that, then just honor that. It's just like, wow, I really, really need security of a plan. And I fear being free or in free fall. Curious, interesting. So we want to be in connection to what am I hearing? What am I feeling? So so Rose is saying, I'm open and trusting. Beautiful, Rose. Beautiful. And however you are, that's yours. That's your authentic feeling now. So here's the activation. So today here, the 17th of February, we have our new moon solar eclipse. And when I say wide, it is this particular solar eclipse is inviting us to really like open up to possibilities, open up to the unexpected, right? Jill, I love it. Jill has just written, I'm embracing free fall. Yeah. Yeah. The times in my life when I have embraced like free fall, I got to say, it's freaky. There's a little bit of like, right? But then when you get to the part where you're starting to fall and you're like, oh, but this is actually good. When I trust the falling, I can fly. I've always been taken to unexpected places. It's just actually delicious. Tanya says, last night I cried and grieved and released and surrendered to I don't even know what. And now I feel more at peace and free to create the new and imagine. Yes. Same with me, Tanya. It wasn't last night, it was the night before. I just got really like feeling into everything. I finished a book that was beautiful. We'd spent time with our sheep, and so I was crying about sheep that we've over the last like 5 years while we've been growing our flock. There's all these sheep that that have died, like they either got old or they died in birthing babies and I just started to cry about the sheep and the book and everything. And my husband next to me in the bed, he turns to me and he goes, "What's all that?" And I was like, "I'm just feeling my feelings." And he was like, "All right, then." And I was just like, "I'm just not going to stop. I'm just not going to stop." And then I woke up the next day and I was like, wow, I feel so much better. Sometimes we don't know how much we're holding on to. Renee says, I cried earlier today from frustration at work and realized I am done and ready for what is coming. Yes, Renee. And so now releasing into, I don't know what's coming. Okay, beautiful. So we are going to take all of our feelings. We reclaim. We are feeling women, and our feelings are fuel and power, and we're listening. So this is the activation for the next 2 weeks, because we've got new moon now and our eclipse corridor is all the way to the full moon. So the activation is this. Each day you're going to say, I'm here. I am open. I am listening. Where are we going today? So every day you're going to affirm it. You're going to affirm it. You're going to affirm it. I don't know what's going to happen, but I am here. Take my hand and show me where is next. Now, that's the everyday activation. I'm going to add a little bit more. So for those women in the Be Her community, I am going to be sharing more of an activation in the community. Look out for that coming tomorrow. For everyone who is a paid subscriber here on Substack, again, you are going to get the same activation. Every new moon, community members and paid subscribers on Substack, you get the activation. So we're like, I'm opening, I'm listening. Where are we going to go today? And so for 2 weeks, for this 2-week period, you are going to allow. And I want you to use this as an image, right? It's you and the horse. And the horse is like, I'm with you. I'm with you. You're calm, you're listening, you've got some harmony vibes going on I can get jiggy with. And I'm going to go with you. But where you and the horse end up is a hallway, like a corridor, right? And now at new moon, you are at the beginning of this long corridor. So before you step into the corridor, what you want to do is you want to get a sense of where you want to go. Like, okay, so Renee wrote before, but really frustrated at work, I am done. So for Renee, with your permission, I am going to use that as an example. I can also use an example for myself so we can get a sense of the flavor. So for Renee, it would look something like, not talking about, I'm so over the job, I want out of here, da 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 da. What you're doing is you're looking down the corridor and you're saying, I want to move towards a job that feels like this, a job that makes me feel like this, a job when I walk into the office, it feels like that. I've been listening and I listen to when other women tell me that I'm really good at that. So I want a job where I can do that. So see how we're taking our feeling and our listening into what it is that we want. We don't set new moon intentions at an eclipse. You don't say, my intention is to build this. Not now. We're doing a whole heap more open, wide listening and feeling. And it doesn't mean that you're completely surrendered. You get to have your say and you will be guided. So what it looks like, so for me, I know that this next eclipse is a time to really align how I am going to be approaching the writing of book number 2. Beautiful. Renee just said, I want a job where my opinion is valued. See, that is beautiful. Again, let me just stay there with you, Renee. So it's like where a job where your opinion is valued is giving you a feeling of I'm valuable. I've got things to say that is going to really support and help and amplify and elevate here. Rather than saying, I want a job that's in this city, earns me this much money, has that title, da 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 da. Right? So we're not going into that detail. But Renee, you're moving in the right direction, whereas it's like, what do I want this to feel like? Right? And we're moving in that direction. So for me, it's like, I know I want to write book number 2. I've already started to write. But what I want to know now is, what can I not see? What's going to support me to write this book? What's going to keep me accountable to the page? Like, that's my curious questions that I'm going to feel into this eclipse season. And you can have more than one thing too. Like you can have something about your relationship as well as the work you're creating. You can have more than one because your whole spirit team, they can handle it, right? And so what you're going to do each day is you're going to have a sense, you and the horse at the beginning of the hallway, and you're going to have a sense of, this is what I'm calling in now. This is what I'm calling in now. For Renee, it's a new job. For me, it's clarity around book number 2. For you, it's going to be whatever it is. But you have a sense of that, but you hold it lightly and you say, I'm now listening and feeling. And each day, when you open up and say, which way are we going today? What's going to happen is that you are going to energetically be taken down that corridor towards the full moon. And your crew, your spirit tribe, they are going to show you really clearly which doors are closed and which ones are opening, and also which way to go or which way not to go. And it's all in the feeling and the listening. If you are in I was in a meeting today. I was in a Zoom meeting today, and there was some directives around how I could do XYZ with my business. I could feel my shoulders starting to get tight. I got locked up in my head. I started to get like, oh God, I have to do this. It feels like a lot of work. I'm not going to do it right. Da, da, da. All of these things, that's not the direction. That is a closed door for me. I gave myself permission after that Zoom meeting to say, do you know what? My feelings told me really clearly that that is one way you build a business. That is not the way I'm going to be doing it. Oh, my ear just went crazy. Giving myself full permission. So you get to say that door's closed and then keep moving down the corridor. You don't have to know all of the answers. An intuitively led path means you actually are not given all of the answers, but you are given the navigation. So we are open, we are feeling, we are listening. Where are we going today? And then at the end of each day, you want to like do your reflection, tally up. What happened today? Like for me, the end of today, day 1 is those kind of business moves. They're not good for me. And also I've asked clearly, how can I move forward with writing the book? Those moves, that's a closed door. And so we say thank you for day 1 navigation, and we take it as a truth. It is true. I now don't have to think about this for the next 2 weeks with, is this really what I'm supposed to do? And maybe I should just try it one time and see how it feels. And all of that, I call bullshit on all of that. In an eclipse season, the information that you receive, say thank you. Done. If it's something that you actually need, it will come further down the path in a new way. Or someone will turn up with a different way to give you that same message, right? It's all just like, let it be. We're in listening and feeling. If you meet someone and it feels really fun, it's fun. Don't have to overthink it. Just stay with the fun and wait for the next navigation. If you are directed towards something and you're like, I don't know, maybe there could be some great money in my business behind that, but I'm just feeling like slimy vibes. Slimy vibes. Done. Right? Eclipse season is for listening. It is not time for you to get locked up in your head overthinking. And I get this. I really should be the president of the Overthinkers Club. I really should. Madam President of the Overthinkers Club, what do you recommend today? I recommend that we do a little bit more feeling and a little bit more listening. And that's it. That's what I'm receiving inside this circle for all of us. What if you don't know the way? And that's wonderful. I don't know the way. I don't know what's going to happen next. Isn't that wonderful? Because that's what the eclipse season is. And anytime you freak out, just remember they're holding my hand. This is a time when that spirit tribe that are looking down at me and they're saying, isn't she amazing? Because that's seriously what they do. They're just like, oh my gosh, she's so amazing. Look how she stood up for herself today. Look how she's putting her dreams out there. Look how she released with those tears. She's amazing. And you are amazing, Intuitive HERoine. You are amazing. This eclipse season, we are going to stay open and be guided, and we're going to let them hold our hand. So for those of you who wish to continue to play along, if you are in the community or a paid subscriber, look out for the activation that is coming. I have some meditations that are going to help us calm the fuck down and let go. Got some very specific meditations for this eclipse season, plus also some help with like how we can reflect upon what we are being guided with. That's coming up for community members and paid subscribers here on Substack. But for everybody, on Sunday, I'm going to pop into live and just say, how we doing in the corridor? What does it feel like? Do we have any questions? Do we have any stories to share? I don't even know what story I'm going to have to share by Sunday, but I am turning up for the community so we can have a moment together to take another breath at our almost midpoint of our eclipse season. And then at the full moon, here's your invitation. Every full moon inside the Be Her community, we open a full moon circle and I lead the whole community in a moon circle. The last one was absolutely delightful for Imbolc and Goddess Bridget. It was really, really amazing. And the next one, we are opening it up to guests to join us for the full moon eclipse. So stay connected to me and look out for that invitation to join the Be Her community for the full moon lunar eclipse on the 3rd of March. 2 weeks away. But between now and then, we're just going to calm the fuck down. We're going to trust. We're going to open. We're going to listen. We're going to allow. We're going to let spirit lead. Because, this is the other thing that they just heard this, right? They're really cheeky. They're saying like, yeah, you can write down what your wish is if you really feel like you need it. But we already got the memo. We already know. Maybe you could do less. Wouldn't that feel nice as a woman? Oh, I've got permission to do less. I'm going to take that. I'm going to do less. I'm going to do less because I just heard it again. We got the memo. Your spirit tribe, they know you and they've known you for lifetimes. They know stuff you can't even remember. They've got you. Feel and listen. It's all that we have to do. And as we are navigated, just document the navigation. Document the navigation. I received my navigation today. What navigation have you received today? Because we are making curiosity the guide. We are inviting play and creativity and possibility. And we know that we are being guided for our highest good. And we know that we've got this. And we know it's time to get out of the way so that spirit can come and play. All right, my darlings. Freedom and ease is what Valerie just put in. This is what I'm feeling right now. It feels really nice to feel like, wow, I don't have to go and like respond to 6 or 7 journal prompts and then light a candle and pray this and do that and then have a salt bath. And oh man, we could all relax. They got the memo. They've got you. I've got you too. It's my absolute delight to be your guide. I really do love it. Like, this is me on my soul path. I can't wait to see what I'm going to be shown. I can't wait to hear the stories from you. I will be back Substack live on Sunday. I think I put it for 5 o'clock again, but I'll let you know. And for those in the community, look out for your activation. And if you are not in the community, maybe you want to come join us for our full moon circle. Beautiful, beautiful, amazing women who have been here with me. Thank you for sitting inside the circle with me. Everyone catching the replay, you have caught this at exactly the right time. And I want you to know you're freaking magical. You've got this. And let's just do a little less so we can receive some more. Big love, everybody. This circle is officially closed.